Hey guys, welcome back to our repair guys. In today's video guys, we will explain you how we will remove the starter on Ford Fiesta. Demonstrating here on Ford Fiesta ST. Regular Fiesta might be close to that way. We're doing a timing belt replacement, timing marks, shooting all those videos guys. We have more than 200 videos on that car on the channel, so the starter we'll need to remove it in our case because we have to install that timing tool on the flywheel. And it goes, you remove the starter and you install this one to hold the flywheel and prevent spinning the flywheel. So in our case, I looked, you can do it underneath, but it's really complicated. Or you can remove the intake. You can see we did quite a bit of disassembly, but actually for the intake part we haven't done much. We only disconnected 2 hoses here, so we'll show in today's video how we're going to get to it and how to remove it. So we're removing that bolt now with 15mm socket. And this one, even though we got it loose, it's not going by hand. I don't know if it has thread locker or not. We'll check in a little bit and see. And if you guys have any suggestions, please let us know. We're learning from one another. Look, it gets loose and then it gets tight. It gets loose and gets tight, so almost out now. Pretty long bolt. Okay, let me see if I can do it a little bit. Okay, no thread locker on it. Okay, this is the alternator bolt right here. Now we have one bolt and one nut on top. So let's go ahead and remove the bolt now with the same 15mm. Just very careful because the engine is not supported in our case, okay, by the engine mount here. Those bolts, they go in the aluminum housing. That's why sometimes you will not be able to remove them easily because of oxidation. Okay, perfect. Now this bolt will come out. You have to disconnect your battery before you proceed. Remember, I'll recommend to even disconnect the battery before you start the whole procedure. Okay, there is one seal here for the nut that holds the 12-volt wire. Right here there is one clip. Okay, let me pull that thing out. Okay, it's this one here. You need to press down right here really hard and pull it out. Now this is with a 13mm socket. We need to go ahead and remove the nut. This is the charging wire there. It's pretty thick wire. Okay, perfect. Out of the way now. And we need to pull the wire out. It's a little bit stuck, but it started moving. You just need to help it a little bit with a flathead screwdriver right here on top. Okay, let me just get a small screwdriver to get it out of the thread. Okay, it moved quite a bit now. Okay, the wire is out. Next we'll need to go ahead and remove this nut here with a 15mm again. The one that we were using earlier. And we'll see if we actually have to remove the bolt. Because I have the feeling that we'll have to undo the bolt as well. Okay, I'm going to hold the alternator now because it will get loose. Okay, actually, the nut and the bolt came out together. So that's easier if it happens. Otherwise you can remove the bolt. I'll show you what tool you need to use. Okay, almost out. Look, you can see how long it is. Now you can pull the alternator out of the way. We need to disconnect that hose, breather hose here. Okay, leave it on the side. This is the fuel rail pressure sensor. Push down and disconnect this one as well. Okay, you have to help it a little bit. Okay, like that. Now, all the ignition coils, okay, you have to pull that piece to the back, push down and pull them out. Each one of them is that way. Okay, all the wiring harness will need to be disconnected from the valve cover here. So we need to go ahead and disconnect, okay, here all the wiring harness from the intake. Okay, perfect. This one's done. Now this hose will just stay here. We have one more over there. Then after one more. Disconnect the wires here. Okay, so that. Okay, we have one more connection right here that we need to disconnect. Okay, let me see how I can reach this thing actually. Okay, there is a place that you just press on the bottom. Okay, right here. Press down and pull out. Okay, all that now is good here. Now we need to disconnect this hose right here. I need to go ahead and disconnect from this is from the throttle body. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. There is two places that you need to squish. In order to be able to pull it out. Okay, you can see right here on this side and this side you squish and then you pull it out. This we got it loose from the bracket here, so it's not in the way. So we're going to remove, okay, that booster here, whatever it is. That's for the, I believe it's for the secondary air pump. Okay, so all we have to do is just disconnect that hose here, and there is two clamps. Just get whichever you can. Okay, now it's important not to drop anything in the intake hose. Okay, right there. You can see that pipe, cover it, not to drop anything. Because if you do, that could be catastrophic. Now, the good thing is, I think we can reach the starter from here, everything. So we won't need to remove the intake, guys. We just got pretty lucky with that point. Okay, so we're going to start on this part now. So as you know, we already drained the coolant. We have the video on the channel if you wanna see how to drain the coolant on that Fiesta, but we'll need to now disconnect the coolant hoses here so we can get to the starter. That way we can do less disassembly, but okay, so those are a little bit tricky sometimes, and careful not to break that pump there. Okay, we got the clamp out of the way now. And this hose will be pretty stuck. Okay, don't push up or down, you have to just twist it because you don't want to break anything plastic. Okay, and this is stuck pretty bad. So we'll just try to move it a little bit until it gets loose. Okay, it's still holding a little bit on top, I can see. Yep, it got loose now, we just need to pull it out. There still might be some coolant, so be careful and preferably wear gloves. Okay, so if you just grab it and you twist it, it's going to come off. Okay, you can see there was a little bit of coolant inside. So you can see this is the starter now. Okay, this is one of the bolts. Second bolt is like right here. You can reach it from underneath pretty easy. And I believe there is a third one too. So 13mm socket with extension, and we'll go under the vehicle now. You have to make sure everything's supported, engine is supported as well. Okay, and we will start removing the bolts now. Okay, this is where the bottom one is. And those will be really tight, most likely. Okay, and there is one ground wire on that bolt. Okay, we just pulled it out. So let me show you now where the other two are. Okay, this one is right here, and if you move, okay, the water hose, okay, you're going to see the other one, okay, right there, under that bracket. I'm just trying to move it. Okay, you can see this is the bolt right there. Okay, you can see you can reach that bolt from underneath. Okay, that's where the socket is, or from top, whatever is more convenient. Okay, one bolt is done. We even reached them with a little impact. Even though everything is so tight, we still had enough room to put that Mk7 inside. All the tools, guys, will be shared in the description of the video, so you can check out what we use. Okay, you can see the socket. That's where the third bolt is now. More coolant came down. Okay, this is the bolt. Okay, let me show you. Those are the two, and the third one is still stuck there. We can pull it out, okay? Right there. Came out. So those are, guys, the three bolts. Two are long and one is shorter with 13mm socket. So you can see this nut right there. This is the nut for the cable for the starter. So we need to go ahead and disconnect this one with a long extension, 13mm. Okay, so we are getting the nut loose now. We're accessing it from here with extension through the intake. And you have to be careful, okay, not to drop it later when you remove it. Okay, so this is, let me focus, this is the nut right here. Now there is one more wire underneath it, and you'll still be able to access it through here. There is no way I can stick the camera in there. Okay, but to get an idea, and this is the one when the ignition tells the starter that it needs to turn on, and the other one is the 12 volt supply wire. So we'll just go ahead and remove it, and I'll show you where it is once we pull the starter out. So this is the 10mm nut and the 13mm, both of them out of the way now. Now we need to remove the wires from the starter. So this is probably the last fault we're working on, or maybe just kidding. So with 10mm now, guys, there is two bolts for the intake that we'll be removing, one here, one there. So we can actually remove the starter. We got it loose, wires are out of the way, and the thing cannot come out. It's stuck there. Not enough room to come out, or at least we're not able to come out. So if you have an idea, guys, share it in the comments, so next person will know how to do that. But in our opinion, that's the way to do it. So I'll go ahead and remove, okay, this one with 8mm socket, two of them, okay, on this side. You can see one here, one there. Once you get them loose, they go pretty easy. Okay, one bolt is out. Now working on the second one. Here we're removing that 10mm. Okay, those are the two bolts. Now I have one more 10mm right here later. You can see the bump over here. That's where the bolt goes. Pretty long bolt. So let's go ahead and remove it as well. And I will remove the two 8mm here. Okay, got this one loose. And now one more here. Okay, we got the bolts loose. Next we need to get the clamp loose for the throttle body, the hose. We'll do the upper one. You can do it with a screwdriver, or I believe it's 7mm if you want. Okay, next. Everything's loose. Very careful not to drop anything in the valves. Okay, now we'll need to disconnect the wire for the throttle body. Okay, let's see where this one goes. Okay, right here. It's let me turn the light on. Okay, that's where the wire is. And here's a yellow safety pin that you pull towards the back, then you push down and you pull it out. And this is, guys, the intake as well. You can see one by one things are coming apart. Pretty clean throttle body for 11,000 miles. Okay, finally we got to the starter here. So even with the throttle body out, you can see how complicated it is to pull that starter out of the way. Just ridiculous. So that's how you guys remove the starter. Putting it together, everything is in reverse order that we took apart. So hopefully the video will be helpful to some of you. Thank you for watching, guys. Please give a subscribe and thumb up for all the work, and see you next time.